On Thursday, we did a flash mob in front of the cafeteria.
Thursday during B-Lunch, we made a statement about picking each other up.
We did a flash mob on how we should all be together.
The message was for people to know that somebody's always going to be there for you.
On Thursday, we did a flash mob in the cafeteria, just supporting, lifting people up.
We wore all black with white masks.
We chose all black with a white mask because we wanted to be anonymous.
But it was a plus that we had masks so nobody would see my face.
We didn't want people to know that was us. We didn't want us to be questioned afterwards.
Just took away most of the pressure from people looking at you, to me, because if I look at somebody and they're laughing at me, I'll start to laugh.
I didn't want people to know it was me, maybe embarrassed, and other people didn't want to know it was them either.
We were kind of more like, a group.
We chose Lift Me Up because it's a good message, especially in high school, because people, a lot of people get bullied or they don't feel like they have a lot of friends and stuff.
We felt like violence is kind of an important struggle in high school.
And we wanted to make a statement or focus on something positive and not anything negative.
It was hard choosing a song, choosing what exactly the message was going to be about, and how we would tie in the dance moves along with the song.
So we became as a group and looked up songs and videos of choreography and came together and started rehearsing.
We prepared in the flash mob by looking up choreography, getting people together, and learning the choreography and practicing.
In the planning, we talked about why performance art even, started, and we talked about the commodity of art and art being for everybody rather than those that can't necessarily see it, in a museum. So with this project, it was, let's take what we're learning in class and let's bring it out into a larger area.
It went well. We actually learned, we got more closer, and we all did it together, so we had to become a team.
I'm kind of shy, so it brought me out more.
This takes planning and preparation and thought and collaboration, the same way that traditional art would require the same amount of work.
Everybody had their own ideas of what they wanted to do.
We learned what performance art was through art class, Mrs. Kirker. She taught us how to express ourselves through movements.
We watched a bunch of videos in class on performance art.
Ms. Kirker helped by calling us into her room and teaching us the steps. And she did it with us in the room, so we actually felt more comfortable doing it.
We'd been practicing in the classroom a whole lot, and the students were very dedicated. They came down after school and worked on it, and they came during lunch and worked on the choreography, and they gathered more people together up until we had it to a place that we thought it was ready to go.
It was nerve-wracking, and I'm a very nervous person.
I didn't know how people would react to what I was doing.
I'm the one who started everything, so it just was intense.
Well, first we sat down like we were ordinary people, but we had masks on our hands, so people were asking questions, but we didn't really clue them in on it because it would give away the surprise. We sat down we were just getting our lunch, and then that's when we heard the music, which is our cue to get up, put our mask on, start dancing.
I walked in, I wasn't worried about the crowd. I was mostly worried about messing up on the choreography.
It's can we just leave? Can we just go out there now? I want to do this. I just want to do it again.
We sat down in the cafeteria, and then we wait for that one person to stand up, and then we stand up in different places and different times.
I felt kind of shaky.
Just had to go with it because it's only a one-time thing. And I actually felt pretty good towards the end because I knew that we got it done. Not everything was perfect.
To me, the experience was really fun because I like doing things that a lot of people wouldn't do or are afraid to do.
Well, we had two different flash mobs, and for the first one, it was a lot more people in it. And a lot of people had seen us rehearse for that one because it was more people and louder music. So the energy was up before we even entered the room.
Before we even got there, a lot of people already knew that it was going to happen. So Like it wasn't really. It was supposed to be a surprise, but it really wasn't.
It was hard, like, doing it in front of your friends and, like, everyone you know, and then, like, being nervous that you could mess up.
From what I saw, people really enjoyed the Lift Me Up performance.
With the one where the students were stationed throughout the cafeteria, there was definitely an energy throughout the whole cafeteria. People standing up, videotaping it, responding to it, clapping along, dancing along. I mean, it took a lot of people off guard, but it made a lot of people, stand up and want to participate in some way or just be confused by it in some way, which is what happens with performance art. I mean, that's the audience reaction is part of what the students really need to see. With the second one, because it was centered in the front, people physically got up and they moved and they hovered kind of around that area so everybody could see and get a better view of what was happening. And then when it was over, just as all performance art, it dispersed and people went back to their seats and just took away the memories and the buzz.
It was kind of like, it was hard, it was scary.
To me, I think that it went well because a lot of people were recording us.
There was definitely a lot of energy and excitement when the kids were over, but we had to have conversations about what was successful with it, what should have gone better, what was not expected from the audience, and how did we react to those interventions that happened through the audience, and what did we do and how should we respond to that. And as professional performance artists, we have to be prepared for this.
The masks just were not the right size for some people, and they were kind of hard to breathe in, and they were getting hot.
The ending, not really, because the signs, we didn't get it all together.
I think there were parts of it that were successful, and I think that there were parts that we need to improve on, but what I think is the biggest success in this is the fact that the students want to do it again, and it created buzz, and not only do the students that did it want to do more of it, but other students want to join. And so now this is the opportunity for other students who might not have necessarily felt connected to the art world now coming after school and becoming part of a performance art group.
Our art teacher, Miss Kirker, was giving us papers, and she was letting us watch videos on flash mobs and people doing their performance art on campus.
So I think that it went well for me, and I hope a lot of people will pick up from it and just help each other out.
I felt pretty good that we got the message out, and now people are thinking about it and like what was the whole point.
We experienced how we can lift each other up and move each other a long way as we perform as a team to get a full message out.
The idea of the class really is to take this whole idea of I can't draw and I'm not a good artist, and really open up their minds to different kinds of art where maybe they're more successful in other areas of art, performance art, installation art, eco art, public art, that maybe they never really considered to be art, because in K-12 education we tend to focus on painting and drawing and traditional forms of art.
I thought people liked it. They just watched it and cheered for us.
People were standing up.
They kind of enjoyed it from what I saw as they were clapping along with us and cheering along with us.
It was really intense. Like, people were standing up, they had their cameras out, they were recording us.
People were clapping and videotaping, and I saw people smiling.
I mean, that's really what happens in schools when an event happens, especially a spontaneous event. And unfortunately, a lot of times the spontaneous events that get taped on student cell phones in high schools are negative. And we wanted the opportunity for somebody to do something that would make people spontaneously videotape something that was positive.
They were on YouTube for people can see them. We got like 600 views already, so we were really excited about that.
And, oh my gosh, look at my friend, he's doing this. I got to show him this. This is great. And so I love to see the kids standing up and taping it. I love that, because that's how the art world works in the 21st century.
Performance art is like people don't know that it's happening, and audience can join with it.
The movement that you do has a certain meaning to it.
Something that everyone can be seen freely. You don't have to pay for it.
A flash mob is kind of a statement.
It reaches a larger amount of people. It catches people off guard. It engages people in a completely different way than just going up to a museum or a gallery.
People were like, wow.
With this class, I'm just trying to show them as many different types of art that I can.
Performance art is the expression of body language, and it's the expression of dance and movement.
A flash mob is when a group of people get together and they just break out and dance out of nowhere where other people don't expect it.
Now that we know that we can do this, now that we know that we have the confidence and the ability to do this, where else can we go with this? How big can we make this? Because it seems like now it's going to exist not even with the class. The kids want to take this in their own time and make a club out of it and continue this throughout their high school career. So I think, the event had a lot of learning, but I think the learning from the event is far from over.